Hello, my name is Brandon Draper, President and CEO of Thinking Forward Inc. And today we're going to talk about the uncertainty factor of life. And that very reason there is the reason why you have to have a strong why. Because when life starts beating up on you, you're going to have to decide if you're going to stay into the fight or you're going to leave on out with your lip drooping and your head down. All right? Because that's what happens. My mentor Les Brown, he oftentimes he says that most people die at 25 and they're not buried at 65. What does that mean? That means that most people stop dreaming, stop believing in themselves at a very young age, and until they put them in the ground physically, they're still walking around like little zombies. Life is gonna be full of pain. Okay, people are gonna say that they got your back, and they're gonna leave you. Life's gonna be full of disappointments. Okay, people are gonna say they're gonna be there for you, and they're not gonna be there for you. Friends, families, associates, I don't care who it is, you're no different. I had a friend, I was in another company, and this guy, he always used to say, his name was Martin, he always used to say, man, that's what's supposed to happen. They supposed to not show up. They supposed to not pay. They supposed to not make an order. And he absolutely was true. That's life. Life is, it's like people say, it's a numbers game. There are going to be people that's going to follow you. There's going to be people that's going to believe you. And there's going to be people that just straight up hate your guts, hate the ground you walk on. They reject the product. They reject you. They don't want, that's just life. But if you're able to stay in the game, if you're able to stay in the game, that's what's going to matter the most. If you're able to stay in the game. Friendship, you're going to find out that friendship is like a sinking ship. Okay, when stuff starts getting a little stinky, stuff not working out, there's people that say that you're friends, they're your friends when you got the money. They're your friends when you got the nice vehicles. They're your friends when your phone is still on. But when your phone gets turned off, they ain't your friends no more. Okay, so they've been calling you every day of the week, but your phone gets turned off. They don't know your phone's off. You hit them up on email, they don't respond to your email. Why? Because they know you're struggling. And they feel as if, I remember one time I was part of this business, and I really was struggling, right? But before he would call me, he would think in his mind, what if I ask him, how's he doing, and he actually tells me the truth? Most people, if you ask them how they're doing, even if they're doing bad, they'll tell you I'm doing all right. It could be a little better, but I'm doing all right. But just imagine if you ask someone how they were doing, and they told you I'm not doing too good, I really need $10. What are you most likely compelled to do? To look in your pocket, dig in your pockets, and give them $10. But if you're the type of person that don't want to face the facts, don't want to face the truth of the matter, you're going to avoid it. So you're going to have those type of frustrations. But your why is what's going to carry you over the top. Because when times get hard, your why is going to keep you in the game. Your why is going to keep you fighting. Your why is going to keep you thriving. Okay? And definitely, most importantly, it's going to be failure. But you can't look at failure in a negative way. You got to look at failure in a positive way. You got to fail yourself forward. Okay? Fail yourself forward. If you think you're not going to meet with failure, it's like planning on cooking a piece of meat with no grease. If you have no grease or nothing to cook it in, how are you going to fry it? You can't want to fry chicken and put it in the oven and expect for it to fry. And you gotta have the grease. There has to be some ingredients in there. So you gotta meet with failure in order to meet success. A good example of that is just look at it like this. In order to meet success, you gotta meet failure. Why? Success is the person you gotta meet. That's the person you got to do the business transaction with, is with success. Failure is the receptionist. Failure is the gatekeeper. They're the person. So you got to make the appointment with failure first in order to get. I mean, does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. You got to set the appointment with failure first in order to meet success. You got to go through failure in order to get to success. Okay? So I always describe life like this, and this is what I'm going to leave you off with. Life is like a championship boxing match. Okay? You're getting ready to go toe to toe with this thing we call life. Okay? Now there's a couple of things different in this match. You're gonna go, each round represents another year in your life. You're getting older each round. You're getting slower each round. But guess what? Life isn't. Life isn't letting up. Not 1 second, not one moment. Life is not letting up. Life's gonna keep hitting you harder and harder and harder and harder until you finally hit the ground. But my question is this: will you be the type of person we can count on? Or will you be the type of person we gonna have to count out? Because when that bell rings, it's either two types of people in there. And I always tell people, there's two types of people in this world. You got to figure out where you fit in this category. There are movers and shakers, and there are stand-stillers. Stand-stillers are people that always talk a good game about how they're going to do something different, how they used to be. Remember this, you're only as good as your last 24 hours. No one cares that you were the best musician 5 years ago. No one cares you were the best artist 2 years ago. No one cares you were the best salesman last year. What have you done lately that really matters? What have you done lately? Are you a mover and a shaker, or are you just sitting there? Are you a stand-stiller? You got to know your why. What keeps you in the game? What keeps you fighting? Every time life knocks you down, what's going to make you get up? That has to be your passion. But if you don't know your why, if you chasing money, hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, I've chased money before. And guess what? I quit. I didn't quit on the people. I just didn't quit on the company. I quit on myself because I was chasing after something that wasn't for me. Now, once you make the conscious decision in your mind to start chasing your dreams, listen to your heart. Stop just thinking with your mind and just using your mind as a tool. Your mind also going to tell you to go after the things that the world wants you to go after. Go after the money. Go after the fame. Go after the big house. Go after the big cars, the rims, all this other stuff that doesn't, at the end of the day, does not mean anything. What is your why? Can we count on you, or will you be counted out? This is Brandon Draper signing off. Thank you.